first of all, why don't you just kick off, Ross, and tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about Metalware and how you guys are
Yeah.
hooked on rotomolding.
Yeah, no, sounds good. So just start a little bit about myself.
Yep.
So my background's engineering. I grew up here in Wisconsin. Spent most of my career, probably the first 20 years in technology down in Chicago, for big
Wow.
companies.
Yeah.
Motorola, Dell, worked for a startup for a couple of years. Ended up getting my MBA at Northwestern down in Chicago. It was 10 years ago. I had an opportunity to join my business partner in his business, in his venture. So he was at our company, Metalware, for 5 years up until about 2010. He started his
Okay.
own business. He was growing pretty significantly. I joined him the beginning of 2014.
Awesome.
And we were really focused on the outdoor retailers.
Okay.
It's a couple different categories from, outdoor cooking to meat processing, but our biggest category was rotation molded coolers. This was back in the day, even like this was still in the day of Yeti, when Yeti
Yeah.
was, obviously really making headway, but it was
Mm.
before the 200 other brands came in the United States. And at the time, we were doing cooler production for Gander Mountain before they went bankrupt,
Okay.
for Academy Sports down in the south under the Magellan brand. We were doing Shield Sporting Goods. All this was done offshore to
Yes.
the point that we created a joint venture with a partner factory. We bought all the equipment, and they were running the operations. We also ended up licensing DeWalt. So the
Okay.
DeWalt coolers are ours. So we were doing
Yes.
tens and tens of thousands of coolers for all these outdoor
Yeah.
retailers. But at the time, we did not have manufacturing. This is before Metalware. So we didn't have our own manufacturing in the US. We were doing it all offshore. So we were doing
Gotcha.
all the design, spent a lot of time back and forth to Asia, to manage the cooler production. And
Yeah.
then the end of 2016, we took over Metalware. We merged our company with Metalware, and then within the next several years, we ended up buying out the shares of the two other owners.
Right.
And one of the first things we did when we came on board into Metalware is brought rotation molding to the U.S.
Yeah. Well.
With the initial thought that we would bring all this cooler production into the U.S. It was also at the time where all of a sudden the market got flooded with 200 brands of coolers.
Yeah.
And we decided maybe that wasn't the best path, so we started doing contract molding for others. And that's where we are today on
Yep.
that side of the business is continuing to grow our contracts
Right.
molding business, but also
Yep.
we've got a kind of unique position where our main customer is a retailer,
Right.
national retail, and we've got the ability to bring, and we are starting to work on some of our own proprietary products that we're looking to bring into the market as well.
Ah, super
Um,
interesting. So you
the
guys
other the
still.
other interesting thing about us too, there's a couple other points. We are first and foremost a consumer products company where so many molders build, and make industrial products.
Sure.
So for those that, and I think this is where you guys come in too, right? Where in some of the branding that you guys are able to do is first and foremost, we're a consumer product company.
Mm.
Also with kind of our offshore capabilities, we've got an office in Asia. We're able to manage tool production offshore too. So we're able
Gotcha.
to, kind of uniquely position ourselves in
Yep.
the marketplace with
Awesome.
kind of offshore sourcing of either tooling or components. With the fact that we are a consumer products company, while, kind of we are a US manufacturer. And
Yeah.
people do, I probably should have started with this. People say, well, hey, the company, the name Metalware, why are you doing plastics? Well, we're
Yeah.
104 years old as a company. So we
Wow.
we were founded 104 years ago, really, in kind of the metal fabrication, deep draw stamping. And so 104
Yeah.
years later, even though we do far more plastics manufacturing than we
Yeah.
do metal, hence the
Yeah.
name Metalware. So
Super interesting, just the way companies transform like that. So,
yeah, yeah.
in a in a nutshell, when you say consumer products, by and large, what are those products in the main, or is that too broad? Is there?
Yeah, I mean, our biggest category in the business is our under our own brand. Nesco is our houseware brand.
Oh yeah.
So Nesco food preservation. So whether it's
Okay.
food dehydrators, vacuum sealers, or
Yep.
canning products is a big
Interesting.
part of our company.
Righto. Good stuff. Where we met you guys, and
Yep.
I guess what's your number one takeaway from Rotoplas and being part of ARM?
I, you know, I think it's just a great opportunity for the industry to come together.
Yeah. Yep.
With our company, we're pretty diverse. We sit in a bunch of different industries.
Yep.
There's something really unique and special, I think, about arm and rotation molding is, even competitors will come together
Mm.
in a friendship mode and will help each other. I mean,
Yep.
that's almost unheard of in a lot of other industries. It's almost too bad it's only every 3 years, but
Yeah.
part of it is it's a relatively small industry.
Yeah.
But it's a great industry to be in. I just had lunch today with someone that's spent his entire life
Mm.
in the industry running a rotomold facility, and
Yeah.
I don't know, we were just talking about how neat of an industry it is. So I think
Yeah.
that the biggest thing for me is I think kind of the friendships, the camaraderie, the support that you get
Yeah.
um, in the industry with ARM and at an event like Rotoplas.
Yeah. Good stuff. Awesome. Well, as you know, we were having a bit of fun on our stand with the
Yeah.
with the latest and greatest Postmodel Plus graphics. I guess what surprised you most about coming in first on that little comp that we're holding there?
I guess it was how easy it was to put on.
Well, that's what it's designed to do. So, in one
Yeah.
sense, it shouldn't surprise you, but I guess on the other sense, it's about us making the industry aware, right, of
Right.
what we've got available. So do you guys, you mentioned that, potentially there's some room to work together in the future. I guess, how do you see you guys using the Postmodel Plus going forward? Hopefully you can see yourselves using it, and yeah, just
Yeah.
interested to know how.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we've done several graphics solutions during molding in the past. And I'll
Sure.
say, like, there's definitely some challenges with that. And I think kind of using your solution in a post mold fashion provides a lot of
Yep.
flexibility.
Yeah.
We even coming out of a another show we were just at. I mean, I think there's several opportunities where we can have one common product and maybe brand something for multiple customers uh, with your post mold solution.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, waiting for the favorite bit here, Ross, and is what we want to give away to you. Obviously, as
Yeah.
winning that comp number one, is we want to hand on a $200 Amazon voucher. So,
Okay.
yeah, hopefully you can use that or find some way
Awesome.
to hand it over to your
Yeah.
kids or your wife or some friends and
Yeah.
family.
Yeah. All right.
So just expect an e-voucher to turn up. I'll pop
Okay.
that in the email through.
Cool.
And yeah, once again, thanks again, man.
All
Super.
right. Very good.
Super stoked that you came on and appreciate your
Yeah.
enthusiasm and being a good sport.
All right. Awesome. Great.
All right. Well, you take care and have a
All
wonderful
right.
rest of the week, eh?
Sounds good. All
Thanks,
right. You
Ross.
too, Jim. Take
Cheers,
care.
man.
All right.
See you
See ya.
later. Bye
Yep.
bye.
Bye.